It's Andy. Welcome back to my channel. Today is the first day of Witchathon, so I figured I should start by telling you what the challenges are and the books that I'm reading for each challenge. This is the Samhain Witchathon, which if you don't know, Samhain is Halloween. This is taking place from the 24th to the 31st, and this is hosted by Rhiannon at Crescent Moon Reads. And if you haven't watched their channel, you should totally check it out. The first prompt is, Samhain is the time for honoring your ancestors. Pick a book that features your heritage. For this, I'm going with The Bookwoman of Troublesome Creek by Kim Michelle Richardson. This takes place deep in the hollers of Kentucky in the 1930s, and I chose it for this prompt because most of my family is from Tennessee and Kentucky. This follows Cussie, who is a pack horse librarian, and she delivers books to the good old people in Kentucky. I've heard amazing things about this. It has been recommended by members of my book club, so I figured this was the perfect time to read it. The second prompt is, this Sabbath is a time when the veil is thinnest. Pick a book that features communing with the dead or necromancy or whatever. Got a recent release here, The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. The main character, Wren, is a gravedigger, and there are these things called bone houses, which are basically zombies. So a lot of dead stuff going on, and I've heard a lot of good things about this book. And again, this is the perfect prompt to read it. The third is, we are heading into the darkest part of the year. Pick a book that promises to be dark and twisted. For this prompt, I've got Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the sequel to Stalking Jack the Ripper. Audrey and Thomas are now in Romania. Vampires and creepy mansions in Romania. She's holding a wooden stake here, so it's about to go down. I ended up giving Stalking Jack the Ripper 3 stars the more I thought about it, but I still want to continue in the series. Fourth prompt says, witches often make offerings to spirit guides or gods. Pick a book that involves a pantheon of deities. Circe by Madeline Miller has been sitting on my shelves neglected for too long, and this is all about the Greek goddess of sorcery, Circe. I've heard so many great things about this book, and this is also one of Rhiannon's personal favorites. I'm about to see what all the hype is about, finally. 5 is Dancing Around the Bonfire is a Samhain tradition. Pick a book that has fire on the cover. This was definitely one of the most challenging of the challenges, but now entering Adamsville by Francesca Zappia. I don't know. I'm gonna say that this is supposed to be fire, but regardless, this is all about fire starters, and the main character is accused of arson. So it's definitely in the spirit of the challenge. Lots of fire happening. This is the same author that wrote Eliza and Her Monsters, which I absolutely adored. It was a contemporary, so this will be something different from Francesca Zappia, and I want to see what it's about. I've heard mixed reviews, so I don't know. 6 isn't a booked prompt, but it says, many celebrate the Sabbath as Halloween and dress up. Post a pic of your costume, which I'll be putting on Twitter. 7, the last one, is read the group book, Gideon the Ninth. I just read that book last month, and I really liked it. I ended up giving it 4 stars, but I'm not about to read it again. So I'm just gonna make that a bonus and read Hocus Pocus and the all-new sequel. Hocus Pocus is like the best Halloween movie ever, so it's really cool that we get that in novel form, plus an all-new sequel that follows Max and Allison's kid. But really excited to see where they take that storyline, and hopefully it doesn't ruin the original for me. That's where my TBR stands as of now. The next bit you'll see is a vlog of the weekend of Witchathon. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm like done vlogging during the week. Like during the work week, I just do not have it in me. And it ends up being no good. So I hope you enjoy. Hey, it's Friday, day 2 of Witchathon. I'm just hanging out here reading Hocus Pocus. I'm not really far into it. I laid down last night and thought I was going to read some of it, but promptly fell asleep. I absolutely love these chapter headers though. So cute, so iconic. And I also figured why not go ahead and watch the movie while I'm reading this. So that's what I'm about to go do. As you can see, it's a lazy day. I didn't vlog for day one, but before this clip, you should have seen a TBR, hopefully, if I've done things right. Today was my half day at work, so after work, I did stop at Lush, which is like 35 minutes from me, but it was totally worth it. I will show you what I got and insert some footage of that here in a bit. Okay, hocus pocus time. Talk about famous last words. Also, this is the best part of this whole movie, I think. Yes. So now I'm up to part 2. The first part, like 200 pages, is basically just the movie verbatim almost. So this is the news section. It's about 300 some pages or so. So the plan is to get a bath and hopefully get through a lot of this tonight. So glad I finally watched Hocus Pocus the first time for this season so far. Ugh, so good. I did mention that I went to Lush, so I want to show you the goodies that I got. I was good and just got 3 bath bombs. The first one is Monsters Ball. How cute is he? And this one is really cool. It's called Mercury Retrograde. And this one smells so good. I think this one has some like ginger in it that I'm smelling. It's a little spicy. And then last but not least, the one that I am gonna use tonight is, what's it called? Pumpkin? Whatever. But he's cute. Apparently these parts glow in the dark, but I haven't had it in the light long enough to see. But it turns your bath a really pretty orange, so I'm excited to use this. And it does smell pumpkin-y, and I'm very excited. Also, before I forget, I did pull a card today. We are using the Halloween Tarot for this Samhain. And today's card was the Star. Now, sometimes I think of this as like a self-care card, but it's also very much about hope, renewal, creativity, and being recognized for your work. Now, for me, this makes me think of my YouTube channel. Lately, when I've been pulling cards from this deck, I get a lot of the suit of imps, which is wands, which correlates to fire, which is all about creative endeavors. And that's what I've been working on creating lately between YouTube and, Bookstagram. And big things coming, finally getting approved for like some exciting arcs and all of that. So it's slowly coming together. It's been a wild ride. Yesterday, when I specifically asked about the future of my YouTube channel, I pulled the Emperor, which was a very good sign. The Emperor is all about structure, foundations, and he is successful in anything he touches. Now, of course, in this deck, he's Frankenstein's monster, which is really cool and fun. But the Emperor is ruled by the sign Aries, which is always full steam ahead, take charge. So I took this as a good sign, so that is exciting. Yeah, for some reason, everything that I've been pulling from this deck has been related to creative endeavors, like I've mentioned. So interested to see what we'll get the rest of this week. But at the same time, that does make sense because that is what I've been focusing on lately. Coming up with some more video ideas and putting some things into motion to have some fun things for you guys coming up soon. Good morning. It is Saturday, day 3 of Witchathon. I've been up for a while this morning. I've watched Jeepers Creepers, got some cleaning done, have some laundry going, and I've been listening to Now Entering Adamsville. I'm like 40% through, and it's okay. Not my favorite, but I'm about to keep listening to it and get ready to film a book haul. Okay, I'm finally done filming, and it's almost 2 o'clock, so I've been slow as heck, but that's alright. I was playing around with how I wanted to do my makeup for Halloween, so not this lipstick, but I think this is gonna be the eye look we're going with. Almost done with Now Entering Adamsville. I'm at 87%. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it, but it's definitely not getting more than a 3 stars. It's just okay. It's definitely different from Francesca Zappia's other books that I really like. But yeah, I guess I'll just talk more about that after I finish it. Also, still haven't read more of Hocus Pocus today, but hopefully tonight I can get through the rest of that so that tomorrow I can focus on some other books. In other news, my car insurance company randomly was giving away $5 gift cards to Starbucks. And I've been saving it, but I think today is the day to get a pumpkin cold brew because I need to head to the library because I do have a hold ready. And there's one little thing I want to go pick up. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. It's still a perfect rainy fall day and I'm loving it. I've got meatloaf cooking in the oven, so very excited for that. I did forget to mention yesterday that I did finish The Bookwoman of Troublesome Creek. And this fulfilled the challenge of read a book that features your heritage. And I really love this. At first I was going to give it 4 stars, but the more I thought about it and let it sit a little bit, I gave it 5 stars. There were a lot of sad parts in this, but it was also really heartwarming at the same time. Like, after everything that Blewett went through, she still was a very kind and loving person through everything. And she was treated like absolute trash because she was blue, which was how every person of color was treated, especially in the deep hollers of Kentucky. You can really tell that a lot of research went into this book. There were so many historical aspects that were accurate, and I did appreciate the author's note at the end. And it was also an ode to the love of reading and the importance of it. And as I mentioned before, earlier today I did finish Now Entering Adamsville. I think I'm gonna go with 2 stars. Like, it wasn't bad, but I honestly just didn't care. And it, you know, obviously that could just be a personal thing, or maybe it wasn't the right time for me to read this book. I did read this to fulfill the challenge of read a book with fire on the cover, which this is perfect for that challenge. This is all about Zora, who is accused of arson. This book kind of had a lot of things going on and it didn't really accomplish any of them very well, in my opinion. There was ghosts, there was these random things called fire starters, and apparently like her and her cousin are supposed to be hunting these beings. I just personally couldn't connect to it, and I really didn't care about the characters, which is so weird because going from reading Eliza and Her Monsters by the same author, like, I felt everything for those characters. Definitely something different from her, and it is good when authors branch out. But for me personally, it just didn't hit the mark. I know a lot of people do love this though. Like, Peter Loves Books gave it 5 stars. I have been working on like filming and editing and photos, so I haven't really sat down to physically read. So the plan is, you know, eat dinner and hopefully read this book. So far it's cute. Nothing really major has happened plot-wise yet, but the sequel part of this follows Poppy, who is Max and Allison's daughter, along with her friends Isabella and Travis. Now, I am so hoping that we get a female-female relationship out of this, which is where it's going, I believe. So, love that. Fingers crossed. And I also love that Travis and Isabella are people of color, so not a completely whitewashed, typical Hocus Pocus. We kind of upgraded there. This is those characters, so that's Poppy, Isabella, and Travis. I will say this is a fast read. The font is big and it's nothing too deep that you can't just fly through. So that's the plan. The card for today is the Queen of Ghosts or Cups. Again, this is all about being in flow with your intuition and creativity and being in sync with all of that. I love when the Queen of Cups is a mermaid, by the way. So again, more cards focused on creativity. The Queen of Cups, you know, is water. It's all about flow and emotions. Maintaining emotional stability while pursuing these endeavors as well. So, very interesting. Hi, we're looking real cute right now. Welcome to day 4 of Witchathon. I should be reading, but I can't stop watching American Horror Story Apocalypse, and I'm not mad about it. It's so good. Murder House and Coven coming back in the same season? Like, I actually screamed, okay? But I'm gonna go get my act together and check in with you later. I finally finished Hocus Pocus and also finished Apocalypse, which was amazing. Anyways, I saw some like really bad reviews for this, but I liked it. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Like, I don't think that the sequel ruined anything for me, like, as much as I love the original Hocus Pocus. We got to meet a few more secret Sandersons, so that was really neat. And I feel like the characters that we met in the original stayed true to character in the sequel, even though they've obviously grown up. Like, as far as Max and Allison and Danny, I felt like they stayed true to themselves. This didn't necessarily fulfill a challenge for Witchathon, but I kind of added it as a bonus because the group book was Gideon the Ninth, which I've already read, so I added this. It's 7:30, so I still have some of the night ahead of me. I've already showered, redid my nails because they were looking kind of atrocious. I did go to the library yesterday and I completely forgot to show you guys stuff that I got. This is what I went in there for, Unfollow by Megan Phelps Roper. This is a memoir of the author's experience growing up in the Westboro church and getting her way out. I found out about this from my friend Leali. She's actually friends with the author, so I'm really excited to read this. She's doing some big things. Like, there was a little bit of a hold list. Like, I had it on request for at least a few weeks, so it's doing big things. I know this is gonna be emotional, but I'm really ready for it. I went in for 1 book and walked out with 5, but that's just how it goes. I saw that they had The Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo. This is a short story collection that takes place in the Grishaverse. Of course, I had to pick it up when I saw it because I've been wanting to read it for a little while now. Not sure if it's going to happen before or after Crooked Kingdom, but it'll happen soon. While we're talking about authors that I'm trash for, I also got The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. This probably won't happen until after The Queen of Nothing, but I knew I needed to read it, and why not snag it from the library when I saw it? Then I found Star-Crossed by Minnie Dark. I heard about this from Allie with all the books. It's a love story with an astrological twist. A Sagittarius and an Aquarius are falling in love. Seems like it'll be really cute. And the hold for the audiobook is forever long, so I'm glad I seen this. And last but not least is this cute little adorable guy, The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. I read this back in 2016, but to bring it back, my friend Leali just read this and it made me want to read it again. And clearly it's super duper short. I remember it being really weird and I liked it. and I gave it 4 stars back then, so we'll see what I give it this time. I'm gonna go ahead and read it this week during Witchathon because this would also count for the challenge of read a book that has to do with the dead because it does involve a ghost. And let me just read you the first sentence. I didn't stop giving handjobs because I wasn't good at it. I stopped giving handjobs because I was the best at it. How could you not want to know more? Thank God I'm not monetized because this would be demonetized. I'm kind of torn. Go ahead and, start and finish this real quick now. It'll take me like 30 minutes. And or just start Circe, which I really need to get going on if I want to actually finish it by Thursday. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and start Circe. I am reading this to fulfill the challenge of read a book that features gods or deities. Well, I'm about to have some leftover meatloaf and mashed potatoes and green beans for dinner, and then I'll come back when I start reading this. If you don't know, today, Sunday, the 27th, is the new moon in Scorpio. And today's card is the Magician. So we've got another major arcana card. Magician has everything that they need to succeed, and it's all about putting a plan in action. You see, there's representation of every suit here. There's the ghost, bat, pumpkin, and the imp. Another card about creative energy, and this one is just about doing the dang thing. Pretty much the same idea as what I said yesterday about the card that I pulled, but slightly different. And the fact that this is from the major arcana is pretty cool. And what I asked is, what do I need to know this new moon? And if you don't know, a new moon is all about new beginnings, setting your intentions for the month. So very cool, considering I have a lot of plans as far as YouTube and Instagram goes for November. Prepping for that. Alright, thanks for listening to my TED Talk. I've read the first 60 pages of Circe, and I feel really bad for her. Like, she is treated like trash. The timeline in this book moves really fast, like we've kind of skipped over a couple centuries. But I guess that's what happens when you follow an immortal. This definitely has my interest, and I'm excited to keep going with it. This is going to be the end of this vlog. I am about to fall asleep, so we're gonna go to bed so that I'm not exhausted in the morning for work. Not 100% sure if I'm gonna vlog through next week up into the end of Witchathon, but regardless whether I make another video for Witchathon or I just talk about it in my monthly wrap up, I will update you on everything that happens. I will update you on what I end up reading and my thoughts as always. But thanks for watching this weekend reading vlog. Subscribe if you want to see more. Check out social media down below. Watch some of my other videos if you like. And until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!